Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Me and Daniel will see you at Celery City tomorrow in their brand new refurbished courtyard.
Yes, we'll see you at Celery City.
And we're going to do, Daniel did book a bagpipe player that will be there.
Ken the bagpiper from pipeinflorida.com.
Yeah. So
There's a whole army of pipers waiting to be booked at pipeinflorida.com.
So that's at 6:30.
You need a piper? Who needs a piper?
Then there's some live music after. We're just hanging out.
Yeah. We're just gonna go there and have a beer.
And then some weirdo things are happening.
We ebb and flow on whether we're all in or all out. So come and find out what we're doing.
Craig from PyroSpot is here. How you
Hello,
doing, Craig?
hello. Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good.
So,
It's
of course,
the time of year. It's Christmas for Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's Craigsmas.
4th of July is coming
you
up.
should call it Craigsmas.
Oh, nice.
The
I will charge you for that.
PyroSpot Longwood is now open
Yes,
currently.
sir. Go,
Right.
go, go.
And
Get
tomorrow.
there early, man, to get the
yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah. You do get the good stuff early. We'll talk about that. And June 24th on Saturday, Eustis location and Sanford location in the Seminole Town Center Mall parking lot. That's going to be open on June 24th.
There you go.
And again, like Sam said, get there early because that's where you're going to find not only the best deals, but all the inventory stocked because it goes fast. Now, Craig's regulars get there early.
Could I
and
go
get
to?
the
Oh,
best
yeah.
cakes.
They start streaming in the day we open. All
Yeah,
the
yeah.
regulars start showing up.
Could I go to Elevate Fun with my family, ride go-karts, eat dinner, and then go to Craig's and then make a day of it?
Yes, you could.
I think I'm going to do that.
That's a full day.
Yeah.
Every year, it's a tradition now that I bring my sons. Craig's seen this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we wander through the aisles.
Yeah. And you've gotten
PyroSpot.
earlier. I want to give you a compliment. You used to go late. You don't.
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
learned
yeah.
your lesson, and you try to go earlier now.
Well, because my sons are so slow when they pick out things. They're like, I want one tank. I'm like, come on. Supermarket sweeping.
Just start grabbing it.
Yeah. I'm like, it's fine. You know, the tank, the race car, all of it.
grab 'em
Just
all,
grab one of
6
everything.
of everything.
They 100% went from passive observers years ago to active participants.
There
at
you
this
go.
point.
Yeah. Craig saw the
Nice.
evolution of my redneck sons.
Come on, Daddy, let's go. Let's go. Hurry up. And
their
now
hair,
it's like,
their
I'm
hair got a little
indoctrinating them.
longer. They're a little scruffier. I love it. A
You know
little
what?
dirtier.
You get indoctrinated into loving fireworks, and I'm doing it with my sons, and my dad did it with me.
You did it
when
with
we
my
had-
daughter, too.
That's what happened with me. My dad, whenever, like, my earliest memories of fireworks is my dad and I going in Louisiana to Angelo's Fireworks, which is still
Angelo's.
there.
Hey,
in
it's me,
Louisiana.
Angelo.
Angelo's fireworks.
You're not far off. So it's run by his daughter now, still there. And,
Negro gato.
God, I would go buy fireworks if that was happened.
So, Craig, I can't wait to hear the story because I was told the
Oh my
story
God, take a drink, dry
I
mouth.
know.
Good Lord.
at Aylstone.
What have you been eating, peanuts?
and I couldn't believe it. And I told my wife Crystal this story, and she couldn't believe it. She's like, "How did that even come about? How'd the government decide that that's a fair way of doing this?" Anyway, so. Craig, every year you have to get a permit from is it the county?
It's the city. We're in
Okay.
Longwood. Where we're
Okay.
at, so.
And you have to get a permit to put your tent in the corner of 434 and 1792.
Yeah, if you're going to set up a tent in Longwood, you had to go and get a permit. And years ago, they had decided that they were only going to issue 2 permits many years ago. So,
Okay. So it was 2 permits, and then how did you get one of those permits? Because I'm sure they were sought after by lots of different.
Yeah, so
Carnies.
I was the first person who had set up there. So every year we got a permit. And then they decided they were going to do 2, and then another company came in and got a permit. And then like the 3rd year, there were 3 companies that wanted to get a permit. So there was a certain day that you could show up. Or no, actually, the first year we submitted our information. We got all the paperwork in, and we got a permit.
Okay.
But then I found out that there was a company that did not get a permit because they submitted late. So being proactive, I said, okay, when can I get my permit in? They're like, well, on this particular day, we'll accept paperwork. So I was like, okay. So, the next year, that day, we show up at 8 o'clock in the morning. The office opens at 9 to submit our paperwork, and we're there while we're standing there, a couple other companies show up, representatives to put their paperwork in. So we get in first, we get the permit, no issues.
Do you bring any fireworks?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Just wondering if you have a little something on you.
But because Craig, you're a businessman, by witnessing all this, you're like, like this is going to become now whoever gets here first is the one
This
that
is
gets
like
the permit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is like there'll be like a lottery for like alligator hunting or what, right? Like,
Well, there's eventually where
right. This is where we're headed.
but
It
I-
sounds like it's getting worse.
Well, I knew about the lottery, and me and Craig have talked about but what this evolved into is insane to me. So then you're like, okay, we better get here. early.
So we get our permit, and I asked, I'm like, oh, this is kind of crazy. And then she's like, well, they've decided this is the best way. So the next year rolls around, and they send out an email, first come, first serve for the permits. The office opens at 9 o'clock, whatever it was. But you can't be on property. You have to be on the sidewalk.
Oh, it's like an Apple
Waiting.
iPhone. You have to be outside the mall.
Yeah, it's
millennium.
ridiculous.
Oh my God!
You have to be waiting on the sidewalk. You can't be on property until 9 o'clock. Whenever they open the door, then you can bum rush
No,
the
this
door.
is what I did for the first iPhone. I was at the Millennium Mall, and then they opened the doors, and we ran to the Apple store like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
You know, you're not doing this. You're a grown-ass man. You're not doing this.
Well, no.
I'll do it for you. I'll run.
You have to do it.
Maisie will do it.
Because think about this whole like
We need an
Craig-
army of kids to work for Craig that run fast
There you
for the
go.
door.
His whole business depends on this
Running from
permit.
the sidewalk,
Because without the permit,
Yes.
you can't sell fireworks.
It's really the only thing he needs.
And
So,
then
I
you
mean-
go from revenue to zero. Like, it's
Well,
just-
the
it's not even a lit. You're just like this.
The
is gonna happen.
reality, I would move out of Longwood. I'd open
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Sure.
But at this point, I'd been in business like 7 years. You know,
I
so
like
you,
knowing
you
that
build
you're
a
there.
business.
Yes. I'm a regular.
You've got
We
people
know
who
where you're
come
at.
to that location. So
Sure.
So I wonder if they had any other dealings with companies that had to do this, because now they're telling you instructions like you have to start on the sidewalk, and then when we open our doors, the first person in the door.
Yeah, it was. So that's what the letter came out to. You can't be on property. And then I called for clarification. I'm like, well, this is kind of ridiculous. I've been here for 7 years.
Yeah.
If you suddenly decided that you're only going to allow 2 gas stations in Longwood, are you going to tell one of them that he has to close if he doesn't get the permit the following year so a new one can come in? But yeah, they didn't want, the city attorneys are gun shy.
Sir.
So, yeah.
You're like, I don't care, sir.
ridiculous.
Your problems.
Yeah.
I work for the government.
They were very clear. You cannot be on property. And at 9 o'clock, when they unlock the door, the first one to the door is the first one who gets the permit.
Okay.
So me being me, I thought, well, look at me. Come on. I'm not going to do this. So I just hired a couple of
Usain
lineman
Bolt.
track guys.
Yeah. You gotta get, exactly. You gotta get
exactly.
yourself. You gotta go to the source. Who are the fastest young men in Central Florida?
So did other firework tent owners know this as well? And were you talking to them too,
Yeah,
or no?
I didn't talk to them, but they knew it
I
as
wouldn't
well.
talk
So
to them. Don't
sure
share your
enough-
knowledge.
Sure enough, that day, the morning comes, I'm there, and there's like 4 different companies
Andrea
who
said she
want
did
to
this
get.
for NSYNC tickets.
I don't blame her. It's insane.
And then so you bring the high school track team.
Oh yeah, I
kids,
was like, here's your paperwork.
So they're running with the papers.
Yeah, I was like,
oh my God, it's
and then
flying
no,
everywhere.
You're gonna roll it like
got my
it's
it's exactly it. We had it rolled up like a
roll it
baton.
Like a baton.
But is there anybody
Brilliant.
watching to see if you're actually on the sidewalk, or you just start cheating
So
forward?
there were police. They actually
Oh,
had
my.
police there
That's a
to
waste of
verify.
money. That is
oh
a
God,
waste.
it was.
They had the Longwood
Come on.
police.
Yes.
And they're so
Well, they don't got much to do up in
Set,
Longwood.
hold on.
They probably
See,
thought it was
this-
pretty fun.
Yeah.
This is where
Hey, it's a
I'm like,
fireworks race.
no way this happened. So
Cuckoo.
Longwood, it's the morning of, like, it was Monday morning, right?
Yeah, morning of the drawing.
And then Longwood police is there to verify if
Yes.
everybody starts on the
But
sidewalk.
the
Yeah.
Longwood
Yeah.
track team's there as well.
And then you hired a couple kids from the Lyman High track team
Yeah,
to
why wouldn't I?
represent PyroSpot, right?
I think that's fantastic.
And then are there just a bunch of other like firework tent.
Yeah.
Bunch of dads.
Like
Bunch of old guys are holding their
old
paperwork.
redneck
and,
guys, I mean-
racing for the door for the number 2 spot.
It's track kids versus boots.
It is no offense to other like fireworks tents,
Yeah.
but everybody has been in a Florida fireworks tent and have seen the stereotypical
BFF.
setup.
BFF. Big Fast Swap.
And then who is running the operation?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Craig opened PyroSpot, because he saw like, hey, there's an opening in the market for a well-run business fireworks.
The whole
tent.
chat room would like to congratulate you for empowering, giving jobs to young Americans
Thank you,
in
thank
Central
you.
Florida.
So then when did like the police take out his revolver and fire?
no.
Yeah, but then the kids thought it was a starter pistol. And they
No,
took
that's what I
off.
meant. Like
They were there waiting, and at one point, the lady from inside the office opens the door, unlocks the door, and then she opens it, and then it's just a mad dash.
how long of a race are we talking here?
Oh, it wasn't far, maybe 35, 40 foot, so not not a giant
The
race.
most
like-
important 35 feet of your life.
Yeah, it
Craig.
was.
So are all like the Lyman High kids and then the other fireworks owners just lined up
Yes,
like
they-
on the sidewalk
literally-
like a starting
No,
line?
but the
We
kids are
got
in
there.
gates.
We got there early, so they're like a straight shot to the door, but literally along the sidewalk, people are just spread out, ready to make the bolt.
And then are the cops like, all right, here's the deal, like because I'm sure there's
All right, let's get it some
confusion.
rules out here.
100%. Somebody came from the office beforehand and said, "Here's how it's going to work."
When Paula Abdul drops her napkin, you go.
And you're like, this is
Yeah,
the
who says to
government
go?
procedure
Paula
for.
Abdul.
Did they just make it up as like?
Oh, look, after being in years in government in Florida, I was like, this is what I expect. This
Yeah,
is
you were like,
after
on-
knowing how government works now, I was like, I expect nothing less.
A
than
foot
that.
race, a good old foot race.
So did the Lyman High track team blow the doors off the old?
Oh, of course, yeah, their first one there.
dumbest
You know,
question I've ever.
No, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
just, so then they're the first one there, and then what? Like that's what years are we talking? Like
it was only
mid-
1
2000?
year where we did that, because after that year, they decided to go to a lottery. They were like, okay, this has just gotten stupid now.
Well, you
I like
shamed them.
Yeah.
I like how they didn't think of it before the
Oh, no.
foot race.
No, no.
It was just like,
Well, the foot race was hella embarrassing, right?
And-
like you watch that happen and you look at it and you're like, what
It's
the
a
F are we
police sergeant
doing?
there who, by the way, we hire long duty PD
To help you out.
to help out.
Yeah.
So I physically know
You
the guy,
know
and
these guys.
he's standing there shaking his head, going,
Hi,
"This is the
Craig.
stupidest thing I've ever
Craig,
seen."
who are these kids you
No,
got?
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not in charge of it.
and then were the other fireworks tent owners saying like, "Oh, Craig cheated. He hired some young."
No. They
didn't know.
were mad, but
They probably looked at you and said, nice work, Craig. God dang.
yeah. The funny thing is, most companies, because I have been here a long time and we've built up clientele, and I'm cheaper than all the other ones. So
yeah.
eventually, different companies would come in and get permits, and then they pretty much stopped showing up because I was getting most of the business.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're walking into a place that's, a mile away, mile and a half from mine, and they're twice as much as mine, people turn around and go back
Right.
to where they've always gone.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no even competition. I mean, they can't even compete.
Well, it's not even
Yeah.
the same. You don't get the same stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like you go to
But
your
the same
tent,
price.
you get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
real. No, but you get the real stuff.
Oh, yeah. Instead of like 60 items on a table, we got 300 plus SKUs on a rack shelving.
Crazy.
A little different.
And the best, most current, like.
Yeah. What are your favorites right now?
Oh, man. So we have that, I know on Facebook it was blowing up. We got a big new cake. That's one of
Yeah,
our...
is that the one Busdecker's talking about?
Yeah, that's the one Busdecker's
Busdecker's
talking
obsessed
about,
with this new cake. We should just buy it for him and give it to him as a gift. He's
Where's he
obsessed
gonna?
with
Where's
it.
he gonna set it off?
I don't
to?
know.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
lives in the ghetto. He can set it off. Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
right.
wants someone to invite him over.
They're like,
I
someone's
love-
signing
Take him to
off
the Tom
actual.
Van cul-de-sac.
I love Bus.
extravaganza.
I love Bus a lot. He's like, I think there's not one person here that wouldn't agree that he's a great member of our team.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though now he's like bigwig and Mo's.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
He's
But
Mo
like,
too.
we should get him the big cake, the big boy, the
Well,
7 hundo.
he
What's
doesn't-
it called?
So there's a couple of different ones. We have Sneak Attack or Bite of Death or what they're called.
Bite of death.
Yeah, and they're like $6 or $5.99 BOGO, so they're $300 if you just want one. But you pretty much have to watch the video to appreciate it. You
Okay.
can go to my YouTube channel, PyroSpot Fireworks YouTube, and just search
let's
Sneak
look at this
Attack,
thing.
and you'll understand.
I mean,
it's one that we don't have very often. so.
Okay, so you're giving us a clue.
It's at the point now where you could put together a fireworks show personally that rivals Disney World. I mean, like someone that has like maybe been to Disney a couple times.
Oh, there's one called
and
Crime
then
Scene.
Watched what you put together through PyroSpot. People would be like just the same. Like,
Right,
maybe
So
the
we
different.
sell a ton of these for like weddings and stuff like that, where people want to do fireworks. So it's like a minute and a half, minute and
Ultimate
45
Warrior.
seconds of great fireworks. You only have to light one thing, right? So a lot easier that way.
Yeah. So Craig, I know we talk about this.
Vampire Bride.
Each
Nice.
year that 4th of July doesn't fall on a weekend,
Yeah.
right? Like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where we're like, what is the day you set off the fireworks?
That's a good question.
Because I'm still a traditionalist, and we're planning on 4th of July on
like that.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
setting off the fireworks.
Yeah,
And
12 midnight.
now, like, because the way I think about it is, who can complain when it's the actual 4th of July, right?
Yeah, it's
And
like
then-
taking off your birthday. It's like it's your birthday.
But then if you like, so I feel like someone could complain if it was like Saturday or Sunday, even though that's when all the shows are probably happening. It's just like, if you did it on a Saturday or Sunday.
My wife
people
is
are gonna-
already arguing with you. She says people have to work the next day. I knew she'd say that.
Yeah, but
Nerd.
It's the 4th of July,
I
so
get it.
technically, not only am I going to be doing it, everybody else is going to, or at least half the people.
So it's weird when it falls on a Tuesday. That's one of the only times where the first, second, third, and fourth are actually about even in sales. Like normally the third and fourth are the Mac Daddy. That's our big days. We double the first and second.
Gotcha.
When it's on a Tuesday, it kind of spreads itself out. So you do have people who are doing it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
I like to do it really late Wednesday and obnoxiously late Thursday. I
Start
like
at
to do-
about midnight.
Yeah, no, I like to do it
Well, that's
3
the
a.m.
thing.
Thursday.
I'm doing my show right
Your
at dusk.
show.
It's a show now. It's a show
Daniel
now.
goes
Well, I
every
do the
year.
music now. I do the music now.
And
I got sick of making fun of it, so now remember last
Yeah,
year
yeah,
I pulled
yeah.
up my phone,
And-
started playing Lee Greenwood.
Nice.
And so it's not that late. It's not like I'm keeping neighbors up past their bedtime.
Well,
or
they do
whatever.
hear the things hitting their roofs.
No, yeah.
All
that's
over.
Yeah, that's it.
All over.
It's it's like hail. It's Florida hail.
Yeah, Florida Hail, exactly.
Yeah.
It is Hillbilly Hail.
People expect it at this point. It's
Hillbilly
fine.
Hail.
So Craig, have you seen an uptick? Because I've started to gravitate towards especially now that my kids are not technically. I'm not saying anybody should do this. I don't know what the rules are, but now they're 8 and 9 years old.
Oh,
like,
you got my daughter hooked. She
they could
asked
set
about
off
the gun.
their own. Oh yeah,
My
I'm
daughter
getting an
asked,
AK.
Maisie asked, she's like, is Mr. Tom getting us a gun again? And
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
oh my
Oh,
God, a
it's
gun
the-
again.
It's the AR sparkler or
Yeah,
whatever.
a big like fountain that
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah,
a gun.
Yeah, she held it on her shoulder and it's just blowing flames in the air.
Yeah. What's the official stance? I'm pretty sure it says "do not hold in hand," but I don't know how you can't because
it's shaped like a gun.
shaped like an AR.
It's made for your hand.
And then
It's
the
like,
sword too.
it's like-
It's
like old Cameron and the banana. It's made for the hand.
yeah.
The sword was the first one we had, and I held off getting the gun for a couple of years. And now, of course, it's a crazy hot seller.
Yeah.
because
Swords aren't enough.
I try to explain to my wife the physics behind how it can explode because it's not in a tight container, so it would just
They just
like
catch on fire.
yeah, it would just catch on fire. It's not gonna
Yeah.
you need pressure for things to explode.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
Technically, it's safer than a sparkler.
Yeah, it's cold
I'm
flame.
like, I
Yeah.
just made that up.
Cold
Pulling it out-
sparks.
pulling it out
Cold
of-
sparks.
Just talking.
It's safer than a sparkler, which is one of the reasons that we carry them, because for sparklers, man, they burn so hot, and it's just a piece of metal that the kids are holding. Whereas on this one, it's the burning part is a long way away from where they're holding it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Here's
it's
a tip with
technically a
this-
fountain, not a sparkler, so it doesn't burn as hot either.
Yeah,
So-
here's a tip on the sparklers. If you have a pair of needle nose and can work fast enough, you can use it to brand your wife's vagina.
Come on.
Or like mound. I should
Nice.
say mound.
So Craig, I know there's 3 locations. What's the biggest problem with having multiple locations? Is it getting inventory to that from back and forth? You got a warehouse now. I've seen you build your operation.
We need a
throughout the
warehouse.
years.
That's how you know you're successful.
Do we?
Yeah, for all of our papers and
he has
junk that's in here.
He bought a forklift.
Yeah, look, that's whenever I
I
felt
want a
like a
forklift.
man. When
Can
I
we
bought a
drive?
forklift, I felt like a
Will
man.
you let us drive your forklift?
Of course I will.
I'm forklift certified. I don't know if it still carries on.
Yeah,
you
no.
gotta get a
No
recertified.
statute of limitations on that.
Yeah, I
You
don't
get it
think
once,
that's-
it's like my radio degree. I got it. I got a radio license. I'm good to go forever.
Getting the inventory, I mean, it can be an issue, particularly right, third and fourth and stuff. But honestly, it's these freaking monsoons that we keep having. All the rain is like such a pain.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep it dry. It's fireworks, right?
Yeah,
Right.
like transporting them, loading them into the truck while it's pouring down rain slows down operations.
Yeah.
Don't get Saddam Hussein's face wet. It won't light. It won't light.
By the way, we should do a go-to show, and I'll show you guys that I still remember how to operate a forklift.
I believe you.
Oh,
And,
that's
I'll get it.
anytime you'd like. I'll clear out a really big white area.
It'll all come back to me. There's like the wheel.
Yeah, the wheel.
It's-
I've never driven one.
Yeah. And
The
then
turning radius is like 0, right? You go like,
yeah. And
So,
then-
I'll tell you a great story for that. In our warehouse, I had a regular standard forklift, and well, when we moved into the warehouse we're at now, I had to buy a stand-up forklift because my aisles were going to be a little bit smaller, a little tighter on the shelving. And I had driven a stand-up forklift years ago at Disney. I had
certified.
learned
Never
how to
goes
dive.
away.
and I was like, oh, yeah, I know how to drive one of these things. So the first day we get into the warehouse, big empty space, hadn't put any shelving yet. I jump on it, and I'm riding around just to familiarize myself. And then I got a little confused. And now one of our big support poles, there's a nice dent in it where day one I slammed into it.
yeah.
Learning curves. Learning curves.
I did that in Home Depot all the time. They're like, you have to report.
You ran into a propane tank.
No, it was the irrigation or the fire sprinkler system.
Oh,
God.
That's
you have an
bad.
issue with sprinklers.
Yeah, that's bad.
But also you ding all the racking and stuff. You ever seen those like videos of the
When they all fall.
yeah, when the people at the forklift, like they hit one of the legs of the racks.
I always
then,
think there's some grandpa trapped in there. Like, honestly.
and then like
Help.
10,000 tons of concrete or whatever fall
Yeah, it could be anything.
onto
Oh, yeah.
the
Could
guy.
be anything.
And then the video just stays. And then you're like, well, how long did? I mean, is that guy dead?
Yeah.
How long did?
Oh,
it take
my
him to
wife
get out?
teases me. It's a matter of time before that. Before you're going to be buried under
God.
boxes of fireworks.
Oh my God, buried under and then they're all like American flag bikini hooters, and you're dead underneath them. Oh my God,
Yeah. How like the fireworks art? Have you seen any?
they
change,
steal everything.
Or any?
Oh my God, Daniel's exactly right. They steal whatever they can.
They'll put
It's-
Dwayne Johnson on the side.
It's
Like,
hilarious.
But it's always like 8 years old, right?
yeah,
Like,
that.
So
like right now we should be coming into, I think, Katy Perry and Backpack Kid. Remember
Years-
Backpack Kid?
Yeah.
The main company I import through years ago got busted for using one of the memes on there. It was like the little baby meme where he's pointing his finger. So now,
look, I know that
oh
kid,
yeah, they
yeah.
paid out a fortune because they put that on one of their fireworks. So now they're really good about it. But all the other stuff that I see from all these like generic companies that are Disney stuff, like they don't care.
They're putting Frozen.
Every character you can imagine is on those.
And
things.
there's like I'm sure they're like, well, who are we gonna sue? Like I'm sure like the business is like through some LLC that's in like 5 different countries.
No-
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just-
No
it's
one
just
knows.
go round
No
and
one
around.
knows.
China, they don't
You're
care.
calling is
No one knows it. No one knows how it even started. It's just a fireworks factory that no one knows how it started.
They're like, do I call a lawyer in
can't.
China?
There's
I
no
have
phone in
idea.
there.
We got a great new fountain this year. It's a big 500-gram fountain called Taco Tuesday, and the box looks like a taco.
Oh,
Like-
that's cool.
Yeah, because it's like the curved fountain and
Okay.
everything.
Doesn't
Yeah,
LeBron
So,
James own
prop-
that or
props
something?
to that one. Whoever came up with that
I think he
that
tried.
artwork was
He tried to own
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad of the evolution of fountains because, like, sometimes a nice,
Now everyone can use them.
a
Boy,
nice
that's an
fountain,
old man thing to say. I like the evolution of fountains.
No, because sometimes like we all want to see because I'm the cake's shooting mortars and we're all looking
It
up.
can be a little much.
And then sometimes I want to look straight straight for my show.
Sometimes you want to look straight. Sometimes you want to look straight.
And then,
sometimes you don't.
And then I feel like because those curved taco fountains.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they get. What's the other one? Like Craig every year he's like, yeah. And
the one that goes like,
we have like Exodus. We have like
Exodus,
3 or 4 different ones that they're monsters. When they're at the end of it, the finale, it's like 30-foot wide and 20-foot high of like sparks and crackle. And
Is
everything
that the
else.
one that he had that was
spray
like,
and crackle.
Oh, yeah, you can say.
It was like,
that's the one that Crystal was like, help. He was like,
well, that's the one that got the neighbors in Satellite Beach to shut us our fireworks show down. Which, by the way, I still have. I'm not gonna have to buy as many fireworks this year because I have
don't tell that to Craig.
a box of fireworks still.
I saved my fireworks, so I won't be buying as much.
Yeah. And then I've got one that I'm like questioning. I don't think I can set it
Oh,
off
the
in my cul-de-sac.
Too big?
Like there's no like.
What do you got?
I start getting away from one neighbor and then I turn around and the other neighbor's too close.
Yeah. What do you got?
And then I can't put it in the
Dark
middle.
Knight Super.
Yeah, you've got a lot of trees in your area there. I've
What are
been
you
to your
working
place.
with?
It's pretty tight
Super
there.
Duty Frosty mug of beer. What do you got?
Oh, that Frosty mug of beer is where we got. That's a popular one.
Yeah, that's Frosty mug of beer is one of his. Is that a cake?
It's a fountain.
A fountain?
You know what? I need to talk
Crime
to a cop.
scene,
like,
double.
Like, how about if so if you're like, well, my fireworks are too big to set off, in like because most
my fireworks are too big to set
well, think about it, like so if you don't have a backyard or a big backyard because the houses are too close, then you're setting off on the street.
Are there any fields near you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What are the? Can you go to a?
Yes, but
can you go
cop
to a
may
public
pull
park?
up. A cop may not a public park, but if you go into
It's
a
at night.
field and you shot it off, and a cop may pull up and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You'd be like, "We're setting off fireworks." They'd be like, "Get the f out of here!"
Yeah,
You'd
yeah.
be like, "All right."
If you're asking if you can trespass to set off fireworks,
Yeah, you can.
The answer is
you
that's
can.
pretty much
No.
up to you.
No, I was gonna say you can, but just expect to be stopped or
yeah.
shot.
Exactly.
But I feel like that would be if we just adopted.
Why don't
in
we
our
just shoot
society,
it
right?
out of a convertible car?
Nice.
Okay, but let's think about this. Like, there's certain things that, yes, technically, by the letter of the law, this is illegal. Kind of like my trailer. But
There
we
we
just,
And
we
kind of
all,
like my scooter, according to
Yeah.
all the listeners.
we all just, it's kind of like open container law. Like,
Yeah.
we all just look the other way. No one really cares. As long as the driver's not drunk,
Yeah.
like, no one's getting popped for open container. Unless you got a bunch of rowdy teens in the car. And the cop
all
has to
my
settle
rowdy
it.
friends.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
and
yeah.
Craig are looking
Yeah,
at each other
yeah.
like, you should probably not say
I'm
that.
with you.
I
I'm
pretty
with
much
you.
keep away from the open container thing.
Keep
I-
going. I'm listening.
Your wife is,
Unless you're in Louisiana.
your wife
You
is
can do it there.
sober. Well, that's what I'm saying. In Texas, Louisiana, that's not a law.
It's a better way. I did it yesterday.
Well, not driving, but walking.
Yeah, if I'm sitting? No, we're driving. There's no open container law in Texas. You can
just sit with a beer.
The passenger can sit with a beer as long as the driver's not drinking, which makes total sense.
It does
by the
make
way,
sense.
What-
I love it.
Why is it it's not even? It's a ticketable offense.
I think
guess.
because they're afraid I'm
know.
going to give my wife a sip.
Back to fireworks. But I think it's
I
just
know. Stop. Back to fireworks.
so. We should all just be cool with police and everybody. With people finding if they feel like their neighbors are too close, because I feel like the neighbors would like this too. If you find whatever open field is available, parks, schools, whatever, clean up after yourself. But then you find a big field and you set off at a field. You're not bothering as many
I got
people.
a field over here.
Years and years ago, before I actually started selling fireworks, where I lived, I was in an area right on an edge of the cul-de-sac. And there was not very much room, but we had a neighbor who had a giant open area next to their house. So I actually went and asked him, I'm like, hey, do you mind if we, and he was like, oh, no, free fireworks show. Come on down. So that's what we did, is like we went down to the neighbor's place.
Yeah.
And people would bring their fireworks and everybody would set them off next to his place. But
And I think more people would find a more open field if they weren't afraid of getting arrested or like cops being called.
But you're not going to get arrested. Do people actually think that if
get
you
scared of cops?
Yeah, but I don't think. Look, yeah, there is a bit of, I guess, privilege I get for being a white dude in Baldwin Park. But I'm just saying, look, I've never felt like maybe you're going to get yelled at. I've been yelled at a bunch of times by cops or whatever. Like, people get the hell out. It's fine. You go, you okay, and then you leave.
the only thing I'll say is wherever you're at, bring a nice big bucket of water just in case.
Yeah,
be
yeah,
safe,
yeah.
sure.
You don't want to burn down the field down
No,
the
no,
street
no.
from your
Yeah.
place because of.
Yeah. So
But
Craig,
limousines are fine. Why is that cool? Double standard.
Nice.
Right?
You're
sitting-
wrong about the open container
Yeah,
law,
she
by the
looked it
way,
up.
Tom.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
About Texas, yeah. Maybe Louisiana, you're right. I don't know.
No, I thought Texas. When I was a kid, did they change it? You could go
I don't
like
know.
when you get to Texas, and like if you're driving across the country, you could have your passenger open up a beer. That was always that
Maybe,
an urban
Might
legend?
have been an urban legend.
Probably.
Like so.
I mean, look.
Sounds awesome.
in
Why
Louisiana,
did
there
you know
is
that
an
as a
open
kid?
container law, but
He's
it's
been
rarely
dreaming about it
enforced.
since he was a
so.
child.
I go kid like in my early 20s or high
okay.
school and college.
Say jit.
But so is there an open container law in all states?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Again, if it's
wanna-
public transport or if it's a hired driver like a limousine or something like that, then the passengers can. But other than that, no.
God.
Connecticut's the only one they're saying.
Connecticut.
So
huh?
yeah, but not open container laws. They're not all created equal. I mean, Louisiana has drive-through daiquiri shacks, and the rule is if they put a piece of tape over the lid
Yeah.
and they do not put the straw in,
They let
then
us
it's
do
not
that in
an
Florida
open
for a
container.
little bit during the pandemic.
yeah.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
they were. I think they were doing what Tom's saying. I think a lot of bars are being like using the field and being cool, bro. They were like, well,
Yeah.
I'm giving you this drink and I'm covering up the straw hole, and you could get in your car and put a straw in it and start drinking it as you drive away, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and beg you not to do that.
So, Craig, if your standard presentation of fireworks, small, medium, and then finale. I know we kind of went over this last time, but I'm going to in my show this year, Daniel.
Are you going to daisy chain them together finally?
No, I'm gonna rotate back from like what you think is a finale, then back to medium again for 2 beats, and then the real finale.
Yeah,
And-
surprise ending.
So
there
you're
you
gonna do
go.
a fake. You're gonna do a
Yeah,
fake
yeah,
ending
yeah,
within
yeah.
I've
within
always-
a mega encore.
Exactly.
I love this idea.
I've been building this because I've been doing it wrong. Where after the finale, people are so excited they're like, "Oh, that was it." They get disappointed.
love it.
But then it's kind of
And you're gonna love the music I picked out. It's all Kanye and all Morgan Wallen back to back.
Anyway, so PyroSpot Fireworks. It's where I go and we all go to get our fireworks.
It's the
every
only
year.
place to get fireworks. IWantFireworks.com is the website if you want to check it out. I'm on their YouTube right now. You can go on there and check out just about everything they have.
I will say as well, if you check it out, if you go to iwantfireworks.com, you can see we now have an online store where you can order limited items. We didn't put everything up there. We've got packages and stuff like that. You can order for pickup at our Longwood warehouse, or we actually do delivery, like a 18-mile radius from downtown Orlando for $25.
That's awesome.
So we will be shutting that off, though,
Yeah.
like June 1st.
That's pretty
because,
popular, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it's
Or
gonna
July
be
1st,
crazy.
yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, July 1st.
and we've got some Tom and Dan's specials.
So if they wanted that, though, do it now.
Yeah,
So if you want the
we have
delivery-
orders that started coming in a
I
week
love
ago.
that. Look, if you make good money and you got the correct change and you want to throw all your money at it and just order the package and for $25 get it delivered, which I think is the smartest thing to do if you're busy, then iwantfireworks.com. Check it out, but get on it early because it will go away.
We've got the Tom and Dan Bad at Life kit. We've got Bye Bye Fingers, and we got the Neighbor Hater.
Neighbor
That's my.
hater.
Wait, well, that's the one that.
Oh, no.
Your
neighbor
neighbors are
hater.
gonna be like, I knew this place was trashy. So, Craig, thanks so much
Yeah,
for coming
thank you, buddy.
iwantfireworks.com for all information. And again, there's display screens in all the different tents.
Check out their YouTube. PyroSpot Fireworks is on there. Just search it.
So you can watch what each firework does before you buy it, which is an awesome, a thing that you provide to your customer, Craig, which I imagine that no other tents provide.
There's absolutely no scam here because you can see it before you buy it.
We sell good stuff. I want you to be able to see it. And the other thing is, like, certain areas, you really need a firework that does a specific. Maybe it goes straight up and down instead of angles and stuff like that. So it's good for you to be able to see it before you bring it home in that little tiny space and try to do this
spray your
He's
monstrosity.
trees.
talking to you. You understand that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
No,
he's
yeah,
looking
yeah,
you right in
directly.
the eye.
yeah. So you spray your trees and ricocheting color. People are running for their lives. You know what? But you give the experience. Like, not often you get to run for your life.
That's true.
Like people.
That's true.
I feel like
it's an underappreciated thing that you get to do.
It goes back to our evolution, like 100,000 years ago.
And let's-
We ran for our life all the
Let's
time.
analyze it. It's not run for your death. You live. You live. It's run for your life. You live.
Most people rarely run for their lives.
It's run for life.
We'll be right back. iwantfireworks.com.
All right. Nice job. Perfect. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Where's that guy?
Friday 1.
Oh, awesome. Well, good luck with everything, man.
Thank
I
you.
know you'll be. We won't see you or hear you once it starts rolling, and it already is.
Yeah,
And
my real job is kicking my ass right now.
oh, we're still on YouTube and Twitch, just in case.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, like today, I think I have Zoom meeting solid from 1:30 to 4:30 for work.
That's hard.
Yay.
Yeah, if you need anything, just let us know.
See you, Craig.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Good seeing you too, buddy.
And
So we'll need 6 for Friday 2.
I'll text you in like a little bit and I'll swing by.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm probably gonna have the kids pick out small stuff. I got all the big stuff for the finale.
Left over.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
See you, Craig.
Oh no. Coast Guard said Thursday a debris field was discovered.
Really?
They may have found something. We'll see. That could be kind of gross.
Well, how the hell do you determine whether it's that or pieces of the Titanic? Because
They'll know. Yeah, they'll.
Yeah.
Well, it's carbon fiber, so they'll instantly know what it is.
Well, through sonar though, they can't see it. Right?
I don't know. They. This is saying they used a vehicle.
Oh, so they get
I think they have something on it.
a robot.
Yeah. I don't know if they have. This is really literally just breaking news, so I don't know.
Because I was thinking, how the hell could you even find it?
I thought it was lost forever. Like,
because you can only light up 30 feet in front of you that black.
Tracy says the debris was discovered by an ROV on the sea floor associated with Canada's Horizon Arctic vessel. The branch said in a press release the Coast Guard is expected to hold a news conference at 3 p.m. today. It's on the sea floor, so interesting. Whoa, what happened? Okay. All right, we're gonna knock out the 6, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Would you like for me to start?
Sure.
Here we go. I'll bring us back. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
What are you guys doing for the 4th?
Really no plans.
You're not going to the Tom Van show?
Yeah,
I probably will if I'm invited. I don't know where it's at. Is it in
Tuesday.
Satellite or is it in...
no, it's here. Yeah,
It's at the cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I have to be there then.
Our Miami friends are coming up and staying with us for that weekend.
Oh, nice.
And staying up until the 4th of July. And
Oh,
then
very
leaving
cool.
After that, so, but I did think, I was like, what if, like, society thinks, all right, we're doing this on the weekend, not on Tuesday because people work tomorrow, and I'm the only a-hole setting
Well,
up fireworks.
you won't be the only
I won't be the
one.
only
No,
one, right?
no. I do think you have a good argument, it being the actual holiday, but I do think you almost have to balance that with doing it like right as it gets dark, instead of doing it later. But it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will complain because it's 4th of July. You kind of expect it, right? It'd be like if New Year's falls on a Tuesday, we don't decide to not celebrate New Year's because it's a Tuesday, right?
You know, what my problem is, like, I know they won't complain because I've done it every year.
You know all your neighbors.
I know all my neighbors.
And they'll come out, like the one guy. Who's
Some
the guy
come out, yeah.
that comes out. He's the nice guy that comes out and he brought his own
Mike,
fireworks. Mike. Yeah, he's awesome.
And Dr. Ghoul and everybody.
Yeah, it's good to see
they
everybody.
come out. But I do think, I don't know them all. And then even houses that are around my house, I wonder if they're sitting inside their house.
Why don't you go
just
get them? Or would that
angry.
be?
Some are.
Yeah. And that makes me uncomfortable knowing that they're angry.
Why don't
about
you
it.
go invite them over? Like,
Well,
or
if they're
bring
angry
them-
about it, they don't want to see it.
Okay, well,
some people just hate
maybe
fireworks.
you need an offering. So what you do is for the people you don't know, you bake like a roll cookies. You know, you don't go too far out of your way. You just bake a roll of You give half to the one you don't know, half to the other one you know. You bring them over in a paper plate with like some tinfoil. You go, hey, I made some cookies. We're going to be setting off fireworks later.
Don't bring me over some cookies on a
want some
paper
cookies?
plate.
Okay, all right. I was trying to be nice. I mean, God, you are. That's mean. You're going to deny my cookies?
I don't know you. I ain't taking your cookies on a
Yeah,
paper plate.
yeah, there's a lot of paranoid people out
I
there.
guess
Like,
so.
you
I
put
was
poison in there.
No, I'm not going to put,
First of all, I'm not answering the door. That's number one. Number two, I'm not eating any cookies some random person's bringing over to my house
I'm
on
not
a
a
paper
random
plate.
person. I'm your neighbor.
It's
And
random. I don't know
I'm
you.
inviting you to the party.
Also, I think if you're going to be mad about it, then whatever I'm going to do pre this event, you're never going to be
Well, it's like a pet
happy.
thing, right? That's the big thing, is that people get mad about it because of their pets.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing you'll hear.
Scares their dog.
It scares their dog, and then their dog is outside, and then a firework next door is really loud, like one of those ones that like sucks the air, like boom, you know. And then the dog ends up like leaping over the fence and running wild through the streets.
Or is just shivering in the corner the whole night, and you're like, and then every explosion, you're mad. You're like, you know, I bet you're just sitting there like, why don't
I'd
you
be
stop?
okay with this if they'd made me some cookies.
Yeah. And it's really, I mean, you hear explosions from far away. Like, you know, it's not even like your neighbor.
It's gonna be a lot.
You know, so
a war zone.
Yeah, when someone's setting off mortars, you know, even a quarter mile away from your house,
you feel it. You hear it.
Yeah.
Now Maggie is deaf, so I don't have to worry about that. She can't hear anything anymore. And Dansby is too stupid to care. He doesn't seem to care. Like, he hears thunder, anything, big crashes, big bangs. He's just like, man, I'm dumb.
And I guess you could just give it some sort of doggy downer medication, right?
I mean, I guess they say some people use like a doggy prescribed medication, a melatonin.
Some of them get Xanax, CBD.
Yeah, CBD.
They have those vests you can put on them that's supposed to help with anxiety.
Thunder vest. I wouldn't be putting anything in them that's not, you know, you're not supposed to. I mean, I wouldn't be giving them some of your stuff, you know.
Some CBD, that'll calm them down.
I guess. I mean,
a drop of baby Benadryl.
I don't understand what CBD does.
With the CBD with THC,
that'll get 'em.
Now it's a party.
That'd be paranoid, right?
Then they'll be watching Tim and Eric's awesome show. Great job. And eating cookies. The cookies are better.
Yeah. I do feel bad for the dog owners that are scared of fireworks, because it is going to be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Also, the actual vets that have been in war that get PTSD because of the fireworks.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them, too.
There's not a ton of those guys, but they're out there.
Scared dogs, I feel like.
Well, it'll happen. We'll probably have a BDM, and I feel so bad about it because I also like fireworks, right? So you feel like this weird, like, thing where you're like, you don't want to go, hey, I'm going out to the firework, you know, because somebody's dog will dig out and be lost or get hit by a car or something. And I kind of feel like even if you have an outdoor dog, you should put it in if possible. Almost like it's getting, like if it were freezing.
Yeah.
I almost feel like you got to make extra precautions so it doesn't run out of your fence, because it will.
Yeah.
It's going to do
a lot
that.
of lost animals.
And I hate it. I hate it. I am sympathetic to it. I hate it because I don't want anybody's pet getting. But I also like fireworks, so I don't know how you.
Gotta lock Bitey up over there, Tom.
Yeah, you gotta.
No, those dogs will be inside with blankets on.
I remember when I was a kid that I thought all dogs were outside dogs.
Oh yeah,
because we had an outside dog.
Yeah,
we never had an inside dog. Inside dog to me is a new thing. Maybe that's why I love my pee-pee so much. It's because I never had that growing up. I always had gross flies in their eyes, hunting dog, outside, like Cocker Spaniels with black boogers in their eyes, or some old hound with boogers in its eyes.
We had Doberman Pinschers and Rottweilers outside. My dad
doghouse. You have a doghouse?
We had
a doghouse.
It was the laundry room that was attached to the garage, like old Florida house, and then it basically the Rottweiler just slept in the laundry room. And mad back
getting
there.
my dungaree.
Like anytime you even poked your head in there, you should see the eyes and it was growling like never-ending story.
The nothing.
Yeah. Where it's like
looks like Hagrid's three-headed dog in there.
And then I remember my mom would be like, "Go get your swim trunks out of the dryer
and grab me a warm sun kiss."
And then we'd go and it just. His name was Bear. And then we had a trash.
Was it an actual bear?
No, it was a
big,
Rottweiler.
big.
And it was,
what was it, Sissy and Bear, or what were their names?
Princess.
That was the Doberman
Every
Pinscher.
redneck had a princess.
It was Princess and Demon.
My aunt had a German Shepherd named Princess.
Yeah. That's some old Florida redneck ass. Which, by the way, my sister sent me some like old home videos. Like my mom
Of you and the Dobermans?
No, but of me, and when I was
Oh
like,
my God, in a diaper, riding a three-wheeler?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
And I apparently had a country accent.
Dude, we got to hear this.
In like when I was 5 years old or
Well,
something
we
like that.
have like, hey everybody, it's me.
Which is weird because I grew up in Miami. Which is where did I pick
in
that
the
up
blood.
from?
It's in
Was
the
it my
blood.
dad or something? I don't know.
We got to
anyway.
get out of here.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Nice job, y'all. Good job.
So Friday, and then we'll just come back and do Wednesday 3 and 4 for next week.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to lunch, so we'll see you guys in a